are there any TV shows nowadays that are like George Lopez? What was that show you wake up? I hear like that's Family Guy.
No, I don't think it's on the same level as George Lopez.
You don't think? True.
I don't think a lot of shows are on the scale of like what Fresh Prince and George Lopez was for like Nick at Night and stuff.
Nick at Night was crazy.
We're also in a different generation because we fell asleep to cable TV, and a lot of people don't have cable now.
True. I fall asleep to a YouTube video every night now.
I just leave I got whatchamacallit, Fire TV, and I'll just leave a Twitch stream on.
I thought you meant like a Yule log. You just turn the Yule log on and fall asleep to the crackling of a fire.
They have a YouTube channel for that. They actually have a Netflix channel for that.
There's something that Ross and I put on every Christmas where it's just a Yule log fire, but there's slight arguments every like half an hour or something.
Throughout the songs, you just hear like, yeah, I said I'll take out the trash in like a minute. Yes, I know your parents are coming over. It's just like a couple fighting during the holidays, and it's beautiful.
It's pretty good. When you put it on, you have people come over, and it's unexpected. It's pretty great.
I always like that. Just the
I'm definitely gonna try that next year on the on my big TV in the family room with my grandparents. I'm gonna put it on, and I don't think they'll hear it. It's gonna be great.
What do you mean they won't hear it?
Yeah, what do you mean they won't hear it?
I don't think they'll catch the first part, like the first.
Oh, it goes for a while.
Yeah, no, it's long, dude. It's like a 10-hour video.
It's
no,
a
I
fun
know.
thing.
I just mean I don't think they'll catch the first few like arguments. I think they might hear them, but not like notice it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like an hour or two in, they're gonna be like, "Who's saying something about the trash? What's going on?"
I've seen that a few times where there's videos where it's like a DS music with faint arguments in the background.
Oh yeah, no, I think the whole trend was you're at the school dance but in the bathroom.
I love those.
That was a weird trend.
It was a lot. So there people would make videos with distorted audio. So it's like she left you at prom and now you're in the bathroom crying, but you can hear them playing insert song over the loudspeaker, and it's supposed to be the acoustic of you in the bathroom. I've seen like, but your parents left you at the mall, and it's just like over a loud. It sounds so, because you know like how big malls are and stuff, and then it's just the sound echoing and you hear people chattering.
People are weird, man. How people can come up with this kind of stuff.
People are always crazy with, it's always like such small things that it's always, why didn't I think of that, or how did nobody think of that before?
It's the niche relatable topics that it hits a wide audience, but like resonates with like how it resonates to us, but like Red had no idea what we were talking about.
Do you guys ever live? I say I live in this bubble where like if I know a piece of media, I just assume everybody around me knows a piece of media. I recently showed Max a video called Crater Face, and I'm like, what do you mean you've never heard of Crater Face? I was
suffer from main character syndrome.
I was taken back. I made a joke to Gizzy while he was visiting that like while we were at the Lauren and Zach's birthday party, I was like, I'm the main character. Everyone just going through scenarios pretending like everyone's a background character.
I know as a kid, I went through that phase where I thought like the world revolved around me and I was the most important person. It wasn't until like I had reality slap me in the face at like the age of, I want to say like teenagers when it started happening.
You grow out of that?
You're supposed to.
Why would you think you're the main character? It's me.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, there we go. See, we all suffer from it. Some of us longer than others, obviously, but
I wonder if that comes with like the peaking. People who say they peaked in school. That was their main character peak. That was the arc.
Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't peak in high school.
Every peak is just
I'm glad I don't fall in that category.
every time someone peaks, that's their single arc they get. So if they just happen to get it at a really bad time.
What about the people that get sequels?
Not everybody gets a sequel though.
Kim Kardashian has had a lot of sequels,
I
Red.
think that's true. The more famous you are, the more arcs you have and the more stories around.
What do you think is the most undeserving celebrity?
I don't know a lot of celebrities. To me, I instantly jump to like a talk show host, probably. James Corden.
I heard, isn't he's the guy that does the singing stuff, right?
Yeah, it was like the
carpool karaoke. God dang. Oh my god.
He was in Cats. I want to see his butthole.
I think that's the. I don't hate a lot of people, but I genuinely hate him. And I've never met him.
Out of for some reason, James Corden listens to this.
Like, if I had the opportunity, like, to legally punch someone, it would be him.
I join you just because it sounds fun.
I genuinely hate him.
I mean, it comes across like he would pay you to have you punch him.
I believe that.
But we would have to sing while punching him.
Do a carpool karaoke. You're wailing.
Well, what about you, Red? Who do you think is the most undeserving celebrity?
Does Tom Hanks' son count?
I didn't know he existed.
I only
he has two.
I recently saw a picture and it was like, when you name your son this, you get it was I can't remember Tom Hanks.
Wait, did you say Tom Hanks has two kids?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Tom.
What?
His son apparently.
Yeah.
Dude, I forget what it was.
3. He has 4 kids.
Oh, he has 4.
What?
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's Colin Hanks, Chet Hanks, Elizabeth, and Truman Hanks.
What was it? What was the second one?
Chet. He looks like a Chet. He looks like a Chet.
Chet Hanks is an island boy, apparently.
An island boy? What does that mean?
I actually don't know what you're saying.
I think that I'm pretty sure it's
That's all.
I don't know how to describe it.
That's Chet Hanks.
Oh my god, he looks like a Chet.
He looks like a Chet. He's got the AirPods in. He's got the Illuminati tattoo. Isn't Tom Hanks in the Illuminati?
I saw that photo, like the one. I mean, he's probably in the Illuminati. But I just looked at that photo, and the first image that popped into my head was Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Do you think if you're in the Illuminati, you have to have all your kids tattooed with the is that why he has it?
You have to.
Oh, I see the. Okay, that's why you made that connection. Okay, I see. I didn't look at their tattoos.
Yeah, no, he's tatted up. He is Chet Hanks.
He looks like a knockoff McGregor.
I see it as well. It's like McGregor, Jesse. I'm looking at just more of his tattoos. I always want, because every tattoo has to have a story. Because like he's got a genie bottle on him.
Really?
Bottom left. I zoomed in. I have a zoomed in photo.
Do you think he just would go into like a tattoo parlor and like look through the book and be like, you know what, I want this one today.
That one.
And like he just every time he'd go in, he'd just get a new one.
I could see him doing that. He's got the face for it.
I feel 100%. I've shown you guys the Whitest Kids You Know sketch with the drunken tattoo, with the Bowser playing a double-necked guitar in front of a weed leaf surfing.
I believe you showed me that. Yeah, we've seen so much Whitest Kids You Know.
I've had to have seen it. But I can't remember what actually he gets.
I'm trying to remember. I just remember something really cool like that. Tattoos are neat because it turns your body into a canvas for art, but it's permanent. So you better
It's not
like
always permanent.
True, you can do. There's cover-ups, laser removal.
Yeah, I never understood like people saying it's like a permanent marking on your body. Like you can get it removed.
I think it's just more money. Is that newer technology? We couldn't remove tattoos until 2021.
I've always heard of tattoo laser removal. I mean, it's probably painful and does scar, but you can get the ink off at least.
True. What's the coolest tattoo you guys would get off the top of your head?
The Taco Bell logo.
Where would you put it?
Right above my pelvis.
when you swing your pelvis, you can just go dong. You get dong noise.
Yeah. What about you, Red?
I was gonna say Burger King, like the Burger King hat, like the Burger King hat.
Like just a crown.
Where would you
Just,
put
no,
it?
but it was just the middle of my back.
All right, because it's got to be huge. You have to have like full
Yeah,
back
it would
with just a crown.
Wait,
would be
are
like
you
a
getting the
full-
crown or are you getting the creepy mask?
Oh, like the full face of the mascot.
You know, at the start of this, it was only going to be the crown, but now I think I have to go full.
Yeah,
Head and
if you're
crown.
gonna get a big ass like tattoo of the Burger King, you have to get the face.
Makes me think of Sneak King.
And then
But
on my chest, I'll have it your way.
You get the double down.
Have you guys ever played those games?
I got to play. I only played Sneak King. I think I want to real quick because I don't want to skip my tattoo, but I feel like I'm letting you guys down by not picking a food tattoo. Because I was gonna say it was gonna be a skeleton with a gun.
No, that's fitting for you. That's fitting. I mean, you're not on theme, but it's still fitting.
And I'd put it right on my arm, but I'd try to have it so like when I flex my muscle, the gun like looks like it's gonna shoot. So I'm actually flexing my guns.
I don't. Do you think you can get a tattoo?
Me? I was gonna. I remember I was really considering it.
You're the most squeamish person I know.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there for
I've
a couple hours with needles going in you.
I've been told it's like having a bee drag its butt across your skin.
I've been told that as well. I've also told, depending on what color you get, it hurts worse.
My dad's tatted up. You've seen him.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen your dad. My sister's tatted up as well. But like, I don't know, you just don't strike me as the tattoo connoisseur.
I was gonna get a Zelda tattoo.
That makes sense.
Yo, do you remember? This was way back when we were kids. Because it was you and Casey and I think Charlie were gonna get...
Oh no, no.
Please.
Oh.
It was I think I want to say it was Casey's idea, but everyone was like,
okay, Red.
You gotta share it. I can't tell your story.
Son of a. All right, Red. Have you ever liked something so much you wanted it on your body?
Red was in
No,
the
that's
group
why-
watching
why
it with us.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I already know. Never mind. I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, so back when Fairy Tale didn't suck.
No, I was a huge Fairy Tale fan.
Yeah, Red, you actually got me into Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
Red,
I'm sorry.
Your icon was happy for a long time.
Yeah, Casey drew happy with the hunter cape on.
Yeah.
So in Fairy Tale they have that stupid tattoo, and I was like just getting to the age where I could legally get a tattoo, which was like I think at the time was like 18, without parents' consent. So I just finished watching Fairy Tale with Red. We all got caught up with the manga and whatnot, and then me, Charlie, Casey. I don't know if you were part of that, Red, but
I feel
No,
like
I
there
don't
was
think I was.
there was someone else too. I feel like there was.
I thought it was Red.
I might have heard out you guys and then said probably not, but I don't remember this story, so I don't think I was.
We all were gonna get the stupid Fairy Tale logo on somewhere on our bodies, but thankfully I don't have I could never go through with getting a tattoo because I don't deal with pain well.
No,
I never did it.
You would have learned what laser removal was.
You would have got to the next chapter and been like, I gotta go get this room. It's not even done
Yeah,
yet.
chat. You would have gotten upset. I wonder if there's ever been a story of someone doing that where like they've been so upset with a chapter of like manga that they've gotten a tattoo removed.
Oh, possibly. I could see that happening. I mean, yeah, there were the people that got a Brian Griffin tattoo when he was killed off on Family Guy.
Family Guy tattoos are so funny.
That should be a tattoo that you get. Family Guy has had such a big impact on your life. I'm not saying for the good, but it has definitely had an impact.
I feel like Family Guy is part of my defining humor.
If you
That's
had to
not
pick
a
a
good
Family
thing.
Guy character for a tattoo, who would you get?
Oh, Joe. I'd get Joe.
Yeah, I'd probably get Joe too. Oh, so Red, the craziest thing happened today, actually. So we watched the newest Family Guy like we always do every Monday.
Every Monday. Because they air on Sunday, so we watch them on Monday when they're on Hulu.
Yeah. And the episode, it was a Meg episode. And I actually enjoyed the episode, which is, you can ask Ross, it's a very rare
That
occasion
is.
where I enjoy a new Family Guy episode. I was like, this is actually pretty good. I laughed a couple times. I enjoyed how it ended. I enjoyed where it was going. And then Ross looks over at me and goes, I don't know, I didn't like it.
It wasn't as highly rated for, I don't know why, like, the payoff.
I thought it was pretty good.
The story didn't grab me.
Do I need to go watch this episode and come back with like an answer of if I enjoyed it?
I'm not waiting half an hour for you while you go
Guys,
watch
we're gonna
fucking
take
Family Guy.
Gonna
Dude,
take
that's-
a break.
That's still, so my dream episode is gonna be the Hamtaro episode when I convince multiple, I gotta convince you not to be, it's gotta be a time where you're awake, because I need Charlie too, but we're gonna do a Hamtaro, we're all gonna watch Hamtaro and then talk about it.
Dude, you are all bark and no bite with this idea.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be like an episode special, which I'm gonna use this to segue into welcome to Is This a Podcast episode 2 with guest
We are 18 minutes in.
with guest Mithzan here. Mithzan Max, my good buddy, best friend, roommate, brother, pal.
That is so weird for me to hear you call me that.
The M word.
Yeah. What is the last time you called me by my username?
I think I accidentally called you it while like talking. It probably in Among Us or something, like referring to you so the group knew who I was talking about.
No, you still call me Max. Or the yellow one.
The yellow
'Cause I'm
one.
always the yellow character in Among Us.
Why? Yeah, you know.
Red, do you know how difficult it is to be friends with you? And I mean this like in a good way.
I can assume.
So I know
I've
we've told this story countless times, but it is the craziest coincidence I think I've ever experienced in my life. Is the fact that you go by Red for short for your username. Your name is Michael,
Yeah.
and you lived in L.A.
Well,
And-
I visited.
Or
LA.
Cali.
north
Yeah,
of
you
LA.
lived
You're
in
in
Cali.
Cali. We
Yeah.
also know Red Vactor, who goes,
by Red.
His name is Michael, and he's from California.
It was the craziest coincidence.
Michael's a very common name, and I can guarantee a lot of people like red. Which is funny because I originally didn't even like red. Blue was my favorite color.
What?
I don't even
Why are you
know how I
dropping
ended
that on us now.
Dude, your name has always been Red 42 Dragons. You can't tell me you considered being Blue 42 Dragons.
So no, I didn't, because when I went to make the email, it was just gonna be, I think, Red Dragon or something, or just Dragon. And I mean, this is when I was like 7, when emails were like, yeah, you pick a name. Oh no, it was taken. Figure it out. Here's some other stupid letters and thrown in there.
I
And
remember.
I think it just
What
added
was-
the red.
What was the first ever username you guys ever created? Because I remember mine.
I wanna say, I think mine was like fireman or like army dude and then random numbers, because I thought firefighters and army men were cool. That name, so while trying to play the game RuneScape, because that was the first time I made, it had a pop-up that's like, do you want to allow Java? And I was scared my parents would yell at me, so I clicked no, and I could never play the game, and I lost that account.
I think my first username was Inuyasha something. Again,
Oh
wasn't
my
even-
god.
hold on. It wasn't even me picking it. I was going to my neighbor's house to play Neopets with these 2 older girls. And they're like, "Have you ever played this?" And I was like, "I don't even know what you're doing." And they're like, "Okay, we're making you an account."
Have you
And
ever
they're
heard
like,
of
"Hey."
Inuyasha?
You watched Inuyasha before, right? And I was like, "Yeah, I've seen it on Adult Swim." And then they just made an account with that name for me.
Oh my god. I remember for RuneScape, at least, my first username was Animal Guy because I was playing Animal Crossing for the GameCube at the time. So I was like really like into it. But in terms of like email addresses, because when I was like I think 12, MySpace became a thing, but my parents did not want me to have one. So I went over to my friend's house and we made me an email. And it was like shabalaba ding dong at whatever email address.com. And I don't think I even have access to the email anymore. I don't even remember what website I signed up with it, but it was great.
I remember sneaking over to my friend. Well, not sneak. I went over to my friend's house, and on their computer, I made my MySpace because I didn't want my parents to know when I made one.
Dude, MySpace was so like underratedly good because it taught kids how to do HTML.
It also taught people how to rate their friends.
Yeah,
you
it was
had
great.
to pick friends by number.
You used to be able to do that on YouTube.
I was about to say, do you remember sub box? People would get upset if they weren't high in your sub box, and then they added the shuffle button.
Oh, so good.
Old
Did
YouTube.
you know that YouTube used to have a counter of how much you watched? Like on your channel, it would say this person has watched this many hours.
The
I think if you go to the Wayback Machine, you can still see it.
It's weird because like YouTube pages were built. All websites that I remember had this style of being a social media page. This is who you are and this is what you did. And that's like what YouTube was like a MySpace or a Facebook before it became what it is now. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down.
It doesn't even do anything anymore. Unless you get the add-on.
Yeah, you can get the add-on. I added the add-on today. And then I quickly removed it.
Oh,
I like not seeing disliked.
That mixture.
I love seeing
used to it now. I miss the star rating system. This video's feeling this one's feeling like a 2-3.
I liked how you could do halves.
It was technically an out of 10 because if you could give it like a 3.5, which is a 7. And then they switched, and then they switched. They're going to get rid of it. When are they going to get rid of comments? When are they going to get rid of this, that?
Oh, man, I would love if they got rid of comments.
They're gonna switch comments out for voice comments, so you have to actually speak it.
I just imagine it's all
oh, just you have to leave voicemail messages as a YouTube comment?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
YouTube
probably horrible at the same time. I can see a lot of bots abusing that.
Oh, bots rude. That's exact. Honestly, comments at the moment, I feel mostly for me are ruined by bots.
Is it the porn bots?
They put their big old yitters right in their pictures, and you want to tap me for fuck kind of thing. And you're just the call as a man. You know, you gotta you see hot woman must click.
Okay, look, in the bot's defense, if you are dumb enough to click a YouTube icon that says "tap me for sex," then you deserve whatever's coming to you. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, ma'am. I broke my monitor poking it. You said tap, not click.
I haven't gotten a lot of those comments in a while. Let me go check my help review. They might get filtered. Let's see.
I'm really glad I don't use my Twitter because I rarely see any of those.
You're the most.
Oh, dude, don't ever go on Twitter. Twitter's just a cesspool.
The mysterious. There is. I was gonna say you're a mysterious lad, but there is one photo of all of us together from the time we met up in person. That's a great story.
That's a great photo.
Hey man, so story time. I decided out of the blue that I was like, I want to go to Minecon in San Francisco. And I'm like, wow, I know Red lives in the great state of California. Hey man, how close are you to San Francisco?
Okay, I found one.
Oh, you found a comment?
Forgot to mention.
So it's their name is April-18 cross out emoji. Tap me to have sex with me. 1 month ago, they left this comment, and it just copied the top comment on my YouTube channel.
That's all they. That's how they broke. I complained to YouTube once, and they're like, just set all your comments to be held for review.
Yep. There's also another one named Stella with a finger pointing emoji. Fuck me. Check my profile. Heart emoji.
They're not subtle at all.
They're really not. They're really not.
The emoji. Man, I can't believe they're...
I will say though, they use some very scandalous photos though. If I was a really stupid like 10-year-old, I'd probably click on it.
Oh boy.
Like you said, take old biddies.
When do you think the next Adpocalypse is going to happen because of these profiles?
I don't think the bots are gonna have anything to do with it. I think some. I don't know. We haven't really had I think the last Adpocalypse was the. It
was like around shutdown with COVID.
Yeah, it was right before COVID hit. It was the kid thing.
The
Elsa Gate? Is that what you're?
No, not Elsa Gate. Not Elsa Gate. No, it was.
It was after that.
It was after that. Yeah.
It was the.
It's the whole reason we have to tell you what kind of content's in our videos.
Oh, Kappa?
Kappa, yeah.
They all have those weird names.
Which that was actually YouTube's fault. We didn't even do anything. That was YouTube lying and putting ads on kid videos.
Oh yeah, it was because of the way like ads work, whether it's targeted towards kids or not, and like we were talking about this before we even started, like trackers, because you're not supposed to track kids, but how can you tell if it's a kid? And blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to collect ad data.
Yeah,
Google had to pay a ton to Europe because of that too, didn't they?
Okay, well, let's take that statement back a little bit.
Google, give us all your blingy blondes.
Google, quote unquote, paying a ton is like nothing to Google.
True.
Like that was pocket change. The fee Google had to pay.
Do you think
if Google wanted you dead, Red, you would be dead?
Do you think Google
and no one would know?
Has a Google dollars?
What?
Does Google have a Google amount of dollars?
Yeah, it's the Google Play money.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Google's a number. Didn't you know that?
No, it's
I feel like you're messing with me.
No, Google's actually a number. I remember as a kid thinking that was like amazing. I'm Googling this for you, right? I'm Googling this. How many zeros?
Why are you Googling it? Why aren't you binging it?
Binging it. There's 100 zeros. So 1 followed by 100 zeros is a Google. So it's a big number. Like,
is that where the term comes from?
Yeah, you're searching that many things. It's supposed to be something like you did a Google of a search. It's a big.
I feel like the guy who made up that number got to like the 100th zero and said, "Fuck it, Google."
I mean, how far do you got the Googleplex? There's a Google. There's so many weird. When do you think they gave up with the numbers? Because like I honestly, without thinking hard about it, I know it's like billion, trillion, quadrillion.
Is bajillion a real number? Why are you laughing? It's a legitimate question.
There is no such number as a bajillion. Thank you, Study. That's from study.com. What is this Google search? What is the number 100? There's just a shit ton of zeros. They just put a bunch of who does that? What number is this? And then they type it in.
I mean,
who searches that?
You technically can't get to the end of numbers. Like I know infinity is like the go-to symbol, but like every time you add a number, you could just keep adding. You can't stop.
So
unless you're on like a really old calculator, then you just can't go any further.
Oh, and it maxes out.
Will Google break if you reach over Google number of searches? Or like search results?
How many?
Have you ever played the Google search result game?
What game is that?
It's when you try to search for something that's never been searched before. You have to get 0 results.
No, Can you just search like random thing? Like, is it trying to like letters even and such?
It's like different combinations. No, you have to actually type in like real things to try and get it. It's like a different combination of words.
I've done it because I've misspelled things so bad. Google was like, I don't understand.
I've done that a couple times on accident, yeah.
Even we can't understand what you're spelling. Did you go to school?
Google asks you for your degree. Captchas. Have you guys had that weird captcha that asks for your social security number?
Every time I put it in, I get a call from the IRS saying something's wrong.
It's crazy.
I get to the
Do you
website.
guys know your
just
social
fine.
security number by heart?
I learned it applying for jobs.
Go ahead and recite it real quick. We'll make sure you got it right.
All right, it's
I think that's too many numbers.
No, that's how I remember it. I said the numbers I didn't say any numbers out loud, right? I said them all in my head. Dude, it's crazy.
You're gonna have to listen to this whole thing back to make sure you didn't say anything.
I listened to the whole thing back anyway. But what did you guys know? If you say your social security number backwards, it bleeps out. It's like in RuneScape, your password.
I fell for that once.
Well,
Not my social security number, but my RuneScape password. Saying it out loud.
When someone said that you could do it, I teleported away to a random location where no one was. Typed it out loud. Was like, this doesn't work, and I teleported back and found the guy and called him a liar.
I was in Varrock West Bank or East Bank, and some guy was spamming it. So I went upstairs where no one was, did it, and was like, he's lying.
God, RuneScape scams prepared me for the real world.
It really did. It hardened me.
I see the fact
Not
that
like a boner.
People falling for I'll double your Bitcoin scams are so hilarious to me because that's literally RuneScape doubling cash scam.
How low in your life do you think you guys would have to be for you to get into NFTs?
Someone says, "Hey, you promote this NFT and we'll pay you $1 million a month."
Oh shit! If I got paid $1 million a month, I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why someone would come to me with that offer, but I can't not do that.
Who's the guy from Tool Time? It was the show. Al Borland did the NFTs, or if you bought his NFT, you get to go golfing with him. Then the NFTs got canceled, and he just I think he auctioned off a day golfing with him instead because they canceled. I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
So transitioning from that conversation. So everyone has a price.
Oh no.
Red, what's your price?
I mean, it depends, but it's gonna be a way, whatever I can not have to work anymore. That's my price. Whatever is enough that I could get a house and no longer work at all.
That's fair.
I was gonna say 4K.
Your price is a little low, dude.
That's enough for a handful of months rent. Get me back on my feet. If it's 4K every time, bam. That's not bad.
Honda Accord, though? Can you even get an Accord?
No, but think about that's 4K. I'm gonna just bucket the number 16K for a Honda Accord and say, that's 4 times to get a Honda Accord.
I am astonished, because they don't teach you this stuff in school, but back when I was a kid,
no, they don't.
$10 was I had so much money as a kid, and now I have a mortgage and a car bill and all of this other crap, and it's oh yeah, 4K, that could pay for half of it.
Money is crazy. I remember from my first job saving up to buy a Wii U, and that took me weeks for my first job.
I did the same thing with the Xbox One. So I got the worst end of that deal.
I had a Wii U, dude. What are you talking about?
I had the original Xbox One.
Okay, that's fair. They're both
the one with the fucking Kinect.
True. People use the Kinect for VR now.
Oh, true. Yeah. Ross, what's your price?
I said 4K.
4K is your price?
Yeah, but it per. It's not. It's not a 4K one and done.
Okay. So, keeping in mind, what's the worst thing you would do for $4,000 up front?
I mean, As long as I don't get caught or known it's me, I mean, if it doesn't come back to me, I don't care, I guess. I mean...
Oh, no, okay. So let's put some stipulations then. $4,000 up front. People know it's you, and you have repercussions for it, but you get $4,000. What would you do?
How out there does this get?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like trying to think off the top of my head, like...
Nothing that would, like, get you arrested or canceled.
I'd do a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor.
That's a good one. Oh,
Ooh,
I can't top
I
that.
would need a little more. I don't think I could. Like, I'm doing a lot of new shit on my channel now, but, like, I don't think I would stoop to Raid Shadow Legends for $4,000.
They emailed me twice, and the offer went
only
down.
Twice?
No. Like, I paid attention to 2 of the emails, and they offered me, I think it was, like, one of the offers was $1,500, or, yeah, $1,500, and then the next one was, like, $1,300, and I was like, what changed? Well, why did I suddenly, and, like, it was just going down, and I was sad. Like, why didn't Raid Shadow Legends care?
Well, okay. What would you do, Ray? What would you do for $4,000? Ross said Raid. I don't know if you could beat Raid Shadow Legends.
I might clean my room for that.
I don't know anybody's stupid enough to pay you $4,000 to clean your room.
Your own room.
Yeah, but that's like one of the only ways it's gonna get done. God, I don't know.
There's not a lot I wouldn't do for $4,000 up front.
All right, would you slap a blind kid? You're walking on the street, you pass them. Like,
do I have repercussions for it?
Yeah, like if I get arrested.
Well, this depends. Are you willing to run after? The
Well, I'm not just gonna stick around after I slap a blind. Wait a minute. Did you say slap a blind kid?
Yes.
Yeah, I do that for free.
I'm talking
Max,
like city street, like you're walking one direction.
What's he gonna do? Give a detailed description about me?
Well, they'll probably have a care. It's a kid.
No, people. Ross, blind people don't have.
I'm talking about a kid though. They're in a field trip. It's a school field trip. Maybe the teacher sees you.
Can I wear a mask?
Yes.
Then I'd still do it for free.
Okay, there we go.
What was that old situation? We used to come up with like a circumstance for slapping. Oh, was it would you rather for slapping a deaf kid?
Yeah, it was I think I wrote that. I think it was me. Correct me if I am wrong. It was like slap a deaf kid.
Yeah, it's definitely something you would do.
And then it became a big like, oh, why would you slap a deaf kid? It's like he'll never hear it coming. And that was the slap of that was the joke.
Oh man.
Coming on. I don't know. I feel like I used to be challenged to like try to come up with humor, and then like now my brain is just like I try to. I'm not pushing
now that people know your kryptonite, it's a lot harder for you.
It is. I don't spend as much time. I don't know. Like it's I think we said earlier. It's like the simplest things. Like how did nobody think of that?
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, it's always the simplest ideas that take off.
It really is. It's very much a. No one thought about this, like another taxi service, but from your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
same with delivering food?
I was gonna say a taxi service for food.
Flappy Bird.
Did I tell you the story, Red, that Ross and I did Uber Eats before Uber Eats was a thing?
Yeah.
We ordered an Uber. But we said, hey, instead of picking us up, can you just go through McDonald's and then bring us the food?
They said, sure. We tipped them. It was awesome. We came up with it.
Was it
great.
cheaper than DoorDash or Uber Eats like it is now?
Mixture? I can't remember because we just tipped the guy a bunch.
Yeah, we just heavily tipped him.
Because I might need to switch to just regular Uber. Because DoorDash is a little expensive.
Because it comes down to you being like, hey, dude, I'll pay you $5 if you go pick up my food. Like, you're really removing only part of... It's a transaction, because you get up, you go, you get it, you come back. But now you're just having someone take that part for you, and, like, they add in all the well, DoorDash has to pay for it. Uber Eats has to cover the fees. Blah 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 blah. What are all the dude? There are so many. There's Grubhub, Seam. I've heard of like Foodroo. We need to.
I don't know anything you're talking about right now. I know Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub.
They're amazing commercial.
Dude, commercials are so weird to me. I have YouTube Premium, so I never see any ads.
YouTube
ever.
Red.
It is so like the only time I ever see an ad is when Krista beams her phone to the TV because she doesn't have premium.
Living in an ad-free. I feel like
so the only reason I know the Grubhub ad exists is because of Ross. I've never seen it actually as an ad.
I know it is memes too. It's living in an ad-free world. Like the only ads you see are the ones that trickle through the net of defenses. I used to get ads all the time. I'd play mobile games and I would try to beat mobile games without paying for them. So I would consume so many 30-second ads that my brain would just, it goes back to that, like, yeah, everybody knows this.
I guess, let me reword what I was saying. I guess, like, I've seen, like, pop-up ads and stuff, but I mean, like, television commercials.
I haven't watched any of those. Like, unless I'm going out to the living room when my grandparents have the TV on, I'm not seeing ads.
I can't tell you.
No, it's like
commercials at all.
Whenever I went to go visit Krista's parents back in Oregon, they still have cable. So we were just watching like some bullshit Hallmark stuff because it was December, and there was like it's like a solid 5 to 7 minutes of just nothing but ads. Like I cannot believe I've lived my life for like 18 to 19 years before I moved out to Washington, just actually watching that many ads on television.
I think it depends on the channel, like who owns it, because Hallmark goes crazy with those ads, but it's normally the same ads.
Oh, it wasn't just Hallmark. It was like we were just watching Cartoon Network. We were watching late Fox and all that. Fox Television, not news, just television.
I think with Cartoon Network and like anything with kids, they can only do a certain amount of ads per hour.
Well, they do bumpers too, because they'll advertise their own channel.
No, so like in a 30-minute time slot for one television show, there are normally like 2 to 3 ad breaks because a 30-minute television slot is only filled with 22 minutes of actual television content, which means there are 8 minutes of solid ads or bumpers in a television show.
You gotta say though, ads as a kid, did you guys ever see that Moonshoe ad? I wanted those so bad.
Oh, Moonshoes? Fuck yeah.
Or like Heelys.
Moonshoes!
I had Heelys. I also had Sock 'em Boppers.
Oh, Sock 'em Boppers were amazing!
I always wanted those.
Or do you guys remember it was like the slime, but like you could blow bubbles? Like it came with a straw.
Oh, yeah.
Flume?
I think I had that
Floam?
once.
Flume.
There was also the sand, the always wet sand.
Oh, was it just Magic Sand?
I think so, something like
Shrinky Dinks! I did Shrinky Dinks once.
Shrinky Dinks was so cool. It always reminded me of Pokemon badges. I don't know why, because they have nothing to do with each other.
What about Zoo Books?
I remember Zoo Books. I hated those commercials.
My parents told me I couldn't get them, so every time I saw them, I got sad. Oh, that actually reminds me. So, do you guys ever remember the Shirley Temple commercial? It was for the Shirley Temple collection called 1-800 blah, blah, blah. So, when I was like, I think I was like 2, 3, 4, somewhere before I was even going to school, I called one of those numbers on the phone. And the person got upset with me. No, they didn't get, I'm trying to fully remember. They just told me to call back when I was 18. So I made a mental note, and actually when I was 18, I considered like trying to buy those, but then I realized it was really stupid. But after where it's my mom, the phone rang, so I got off the phone with them. The phone then rang again, and my mom answered it. And then my mom came in the living room. Ross, are you playing with the phone? No, no. I just got off the call. You just got a federal warning for misuse. My mom like warned me about having a federal warning for like phone misuse or something, and I was like,
federal warning?
I feel like she was just saying that to scare me at this point.
What the fuck did you call?
I just called the 1-800 Shirley Temple number and tried to place an order when I was under 8, because they always say you have to be 18 years or older to call, and I wasn't 18 years or older when I called, so I don't know. I feel like
that's like going to a porn site and saying you are 18.
I never lied.
Not.
I never lied.
You liar.
In the arms of an angel ads with the dogs.
Oh,
yeah.
The Sarah McLachlan ads?
Yeah.
McLachlan.
They just want to make you feel bad.
But why were they sending them to kids? It was always on like Disney XD or Toon XD, whatever it was, that was playing Gargoyles at midnight. And that's when it would come on.
Boomerang?
You watched Gargoyles?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about Boomerang, dude.
No, Gargoyles was on Disney XD.
Is it a Disney show?
I think Gargoyles was Disney.
It used to play at like 11 o'clock midnight.
Oh.
I remember.
What was there used to be because like I know Nick had Nick at Night and
Adult Swim
for Cartoon Network. What did Disney have? Disney had something.
No, I think Disney just stayed Disney all night. They just played like, I think it was. I remember it being shows with people, and I remember watching like Buzz Lightyear of Star Command at 3 a.m.
I think it varied on days, because there were days where they had that spooky show.
Spooky show?
You have any idea how little that narrows it down?
No, like they had a full on like almost Goosebumps-esque show.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I don't know what
I thought that was.
I don't think that was Disney.
Disney scary show. Let's see.
Swear to God.
Just Beyond? No, that's new. Apparently that's something new. No clue what you're talking. You're making it up. No, it's fake.
Yeah, you don't just go on a podcast and lie, Red.
You're gaslighting me.
No, I got this. I'm just gonna Google scary Disney 90s shows. Yeah, no, it was. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, it was. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Oh, I called it. I love that show.
I was afraid of Goosebumps. I probably couldn't have lasted with that one.
I was afraid of specific episodes of Goosebumps. I remember there was one episode where this family went to a fair and it literally ended on a cliffhanger where they were driving off of a cliff. And you didn't know what happened.
And let me get, was there a part 2 or is that just how it ended?
That was just, I mean, there probably is a part 2. I don't know. But speaking of Goosebumps, because those were made by R.L. Stine, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how well these stories hold up today, but when I was in junior high, which was 7th to 9th grade for me, because I had a junior high, not a middle school, I got really into the R.L. Stine Fear Street books. I don't know if those are like Goosebumps for teenagers.
I don't think I've heard of those.
Those are some good ass stories. I read so many of them. I might actually start collecting them, to be honest. They were really good.
I don't remember what I read.
It's like his Goosebumps had good writing.
I remember when I first tried to read Goosebumps, I was in like the 3rd grade. And I didn't realize some of them had like the skip to X page. And one of the ones I was trying to read was which choice do you pick? Go to this page. So I just kept reading it by turning each page like normal instead of going to the right page.
You just read it like a book.
Yeah. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I called the teacher over and she's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't understand what's going on in this story. And she read a few pages and was like, wait, are you skipping to the page? And I think she walked away thinking I was stupid.
No.
You're a kid. You're learning.
I clean classrooms, and I have seen the notes teachers have left about these kids. There was one that just said fat next to a kid's name.
Oh my god!
Yeah. No!
Yeah, there have been some like ones that just said, I don't know if he's passing, to stupid, to fat, to just everything you think you would see a teacher write. It's sometimes there.
Jeez.
Now, other ones are super nice, but there are certain teachers that I don't think they know what they're writing down. Because if a kid saw some of these,
did Did your guys' classes ever have? Never in my time as a teacher have I ever gotten such a bad report from a substitute.
Yeah, I've had that.
I had classes like that, and it was always just those handful of kids would cause it too. The funny guy.
You guys ever cry at school?
Yeah.
Have you ever made a teacher cry at school?
I tried to.
Yeah, of course.
In middle school.
You made it. Wait, what?
We made a substitute teacher cry in middle school.
That's.
Oh my god, you asshole kid.
Okay,
Kids are
I wasn't part of
vicious.
it, but she kind of brought it on herself.
Actually, I remember a teacher crying too. So go ahead if you want to share, and then I can.
It was just a math substitute that worked at the school normally as like a teacher's aide. And she tried to like take control of a classroom by saying things that we didn't normally do in the classroom. And all the kids knew how the classroom operated. So she would be like, "Oh, we do it like this." And everyone's like, "No, we don't." And she just got really upset that we knew how the classroom worked better than her.
Oh.
And then she said we didn't appreciate her and started crying.
Oh my gosh.
I just remember these two kids were fighting, and apparently they were both in her class, and it was like their lockers weren't near her class. So she was just crying while she broke up the fight.
Jeez.
I think there was only like 2 or 3 fights I remember happening in my grade of class. In my school, I don't know how many fights there were, but in my grade, I can only recall. I remember one kid getting thrown into a bunch of chairs too. That was hilarious. It was in my German class. This one kid, he was a your mom kid, so anything you would say, he would just say your mom back to, and one kid just had enough and threw him into a bunch of chairs. he did one too many your mom jokes.
Oh my, that's I love it when the annoying kid finally gets like their just desserts.
He would just be like, "Oh, your mom liked my joke." That's the kind of person it was.
Mm.
Did you have more fights in middle school or high school?
High
Like
school.
in the school?
For me, it was kind of tough. I guess high school, because that's when like all the hormones are going crazy.
I don't think I ever got into a fight myself at any of the schools, but there was a ton of fights that happened in the high school, and one of them was between a kid who had a parent that was a yard duty and another kid that was on his football team, and the mom tried to break it up. She got hit so hard, she got
Ooh.
knocked out.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Well, she ran in between them as they were swinging, thinking, you know,
That'll
the part in like,
stop 'em.
Naruto with
That's an
Sakura
anime moment.
Yeah, no,
Main
I was about to
character
say-
anime.
someone ran into the middle of two guys using their kamehamehas, and what did she think was going to happen? Like, they're football players. Like the football coach at the school too was very much the TV show, movie show coach that was like, "You're going to be the best. 6 a.m. until school starts. You will be working out every morning." I wouldn't be surprised if he made them take steroids. It was insane.
Jeez.
God, that's a joke.
From what I heard about that coach, it was never good.
Good old.
I also had a high school teacher get fired for selling Coke to students.
Jeez.
Like Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. It was crazy. They couldn't sell soda on campus.
Anymore.
That's crazy,
Cali-
man.
Cali schools are crazy from what I've heard. Not crazy, but just some of them can be very. I don't know. Like I've had two friends explain their schools to me, and it didn't sound like school that I knew. Reminded me of Victorious.
I never watched Victorious.
I don't
That's.
think I did either.
You guys are. Me neither, actually.
No, they're in terms of Dan Schneider shows. I've only ever watched. Wait, was Victorious a Dan Schneider show?
I believe so.
I watched the Amanda Show.
Same.
I watched Drake and Josh.
Yup.
I watched like 4 or 5 episodes of iCarly when I found out Megan was nice, and I was like, "This is not a show."
I watched iCarly.
I watched all of Zoe 101 because I'm a piece of shit.
I watched Zoe 101 too. Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
All that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all that was fantastic. I loved all that.
It was all that.
I think
Did Did you say the Amanda Show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I said the
yeah.
Amanda Show. Yeah.
I asked for one of my birthdays to go to the Amanda Show, and when I found out it wasn't real, I cried.
I always thought it was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
That's what I thought. Like, I thought it was live studio as well, but I think it was still actors and stuff and people in the space. It was you couldn't buy tickets and go see it live. It wasn't like
remember
Ellen.
Moody's Point?
Would you guys
Broken.
go on Ellen if you had the chance?
No. I don't care how much. That's something I wouldn't do for $4,000.
No, that's actually my amount goes up too for Ellen. I'd say for Ellen $30K. I'd go on for $30K.
My mom was an Ellen fan, so I grew up having to listen and watch Ellen.
Oh no.
And I hated it. I hated it. And now with all the recent controversies that she's been going through, I'm just like, yeah, you probably deserve this.
Out of touch.
Yeah, very out of touch.
Every time I'd wake up and go out to the kitchen, Ellen would be on. And it would always be the part where her producer, whoever it was outside the house. She had a glass room that she was like filming stuff in. And because of the pandemic, she was forcing the producer to be outside so it was safe.
The workers were out, so she'd be inside and the workers had to stand outside.
I think it was just a bit between the producer and her, but I was just like, why? They could have done this in so many other ways.
It's not an Ellen way, though.
True. I wonder what kind of problems Ellen faces.
None. It's Ellen.
It's Ellen.
It's Ellen.
She just pushes her way through whatever problem it is.
She Ellens
Or
it
yells
up.
at it. I don't know how true this is, but I have heard that if you live in LA long enough, you'll eventually run into Ellen or have a friend who has an Ellen story where they ran into him.
I'm gonna see.
I've had friends who, and relatives actually, have a similar story to living in New York City, except you either appear as an extra on Law and Order, or you're just in the episode of Law and Order.
In New York long enough.
Because New York has these weird filming laws where you don't need the permission to film anything in New York. That's how Eric Andre got away with his show.
Oh yeah, and I remember
Same with
that's
JonTron.
how JonTron would do it. Eric Andre, Filthy Frank for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anytime you wanted to be weird outside, you'd film in New York City.
Yep, because you're legally allowed to.
I wonder if they did that to try and bring in people from LA. No, LA.
Oh.
Do you think whenever the big explosion of movies was taking off, how everyone was going to Hollywood? New York was like, well, what if we just make it legal to film whenever you want?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a competition for the economy and whatnot. I definitely feel like that's the reason. I'm pulling this out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure it would take a quick Google to figure it out.
What if the #1 state for entertainment was Kentucky?
What do they do for us normally?
I wasn't even going to respond to that, right?
I just was trying to figure out what they do now to compare if we could lose whatever it is.
Well, you think about, I don't know, whenever I think about entertainment and stuff, I think about New York, California, a little bit of Florida. You know, where's our shows about Maine?
Isn't that Family Guy?
No, that's Rhode Island.
It's Rhode Island, dude.
Learn your Family Guy.
Rhode Island.
Come on, man. Fred, that was the cringiest thing you've ever said.
I don't know states, and I don't know where places go.
We just need a new topic. This hurts to hear. We need a new topic. I'm terrified of ghosts.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's not really.
I am.
It's one of those ironic things where he'll put a ghost video on YouTube while he's downstairs and then be like
silly. I look up silly things, but
no. So this is what happens. He looks over to Krista and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna put on this ghost video," and then Krista goes, "No, don't do it, Ross. You're gonna have nightmares, and then you're gonna complain about it." He's like, "No, but I want to watch this super scary ghost video," and she warns him not to do it, and then he does it, and then he has nightmares, and then he complains about it.
So,
Sounds like a good loop.
to go back, my fear really was born. I saw on the Discovery Channel a video about ghosts, and the ghosts locked someone in their bedroom, and I was so scared that I had my parents take my door off the hinges so the ghosts couldn't lock me in my bedroom. But nowadays, I face my fears by laughing at the goofy YouTube videos. Do you remember that video that was like ghost car, and then it was the car on the hillside, and then it would scream?
What?
No, I never saw that.
It's a video called like Ghost Car, and it shows this like serene hillside and a car driving through, and right as the car like goes behind the mountain, a dude in a zombie mask just screams. It's a screamer, and I got so terrified.
Oh yeah,
that
I've seen that.
I hid underneath my bed for like 10 minutes. Like I legit the computer, the family computer was upstairs. I ran downstairs, like through the house into my bedroom and just hid under the bed because I thought the zombie was going to come out of the computer and eat me.
Did you see Ring before that? Is that why?
I was young. I was just scared. I don't know. I thought it could like use my fear to escape the computer. Never? You guys never got any heebie-jeebies from a ghosty?
Oh, I did when I watched The Ring when I was 7.
Oh, jeez.
I think
In
the only
theater.
time I ever had like the heebie-jeebies is when I watched Sinister for the first time during the day, and then I went home alone.
Ooh, I can see that.
Yeah, that was the only time that happened.
Like midday, and then doing anything when it's pitch black out, like walking around the block or just taking trash out.
I used to just walking to my car at night, like just the leaving the darkness is scary.
It's okay.
A little nightlight. I wish I glowed in the dark. Then you'd never be scared. If you glue in the dark, you wouldn't have to worry about the dark. Just you're glowing.
But have you ever taken a flashlight with you, or like any type of light, and just had it surround you when you're in the dark? You can't really see around you anymore because of the light.
Okay, that's fair. Like moths to a light.
Like you would just be blind when it's night because you just be glowing.
I don't know how to respond to this.
I'm just thinking about like really powerful flashlights right now. Like I've seen YouTube videos of people showing off flashlights.
Oh, I bought a few.
Did a YouTube video sell you? Wow, that's a really bright light. I gotta have this one. Like
it wasn't a YouTube video. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a little bit after the lockdown lifted for me. I was on Amazon one day, and it was just like, this flashlight does this much, and it's only $12 or something. And I went down the rabbit hole, and I eventually bought one.
Have you guys ever seen the super flashlights?
The ones that are like 100,000 whatevers.
Yeah, the ones that can light up a neighborhood.
Yeah, that's like the videos I've seen.
Yeah.
It goes from pitch black to like daytime with the flick of a button.
I have two that kind of like you can see it from my backyard in the street when you shine it straight up.
Jeez.
You're gonna make a plane crash. Laser pointer. Don't point laser pointers at airplanes.
Does it actually like interrupt it?
I don't.
No, I mean, technically you could if you got a powerful enough one, because there are very strong laser pointers out there. I think the worry was you could blind them.
You could mess with the pilot. Imagine being a pilot going about your day and some kid's trying to shine a light in your eye.
Who would do that? Yeah, so
Ross
I have
would.
a really strong laser pointer too.
I don't know. Never mind. I don't know. I feel like I categorize that under the same people that would magnify an ant, like magnifying glass in anthill.
I wanted to try that as a kid, but my mom told me it was cruel, so I didn't do it.
Did you ever use a magnifying glass to start a fire, though?
No, I always had access to lighters.
A few of my buddies when we were in high school, they bought Strike Anywhere matches, and we were striking matches off our teeth. We thought it was cool, lighting match.
What?
Yeah, no, you can buy. They have like the stuff. You do like the inside of your top two teeth, and you'd go down. So you'd put a match in your mouth, and you'd pull it out, and it'd be on fire. It's cool, right? Doesn't it sound cool? We'd get the ladies.
When you guys discovered that Axe body spray and a lighter together would make a flamethrower, how did you react?
I was in 6th grade and I walked into a bathroom as if every kid was doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I burned my friend's fence with it.
A fence? Was it a wood fence or like a metal fence?
So we had donuts, and I put a donut on the fence because on the inside of the fence had like the board that you could just place an object on.
Oh, it's a wood fence. Yeah.
It was a wood fence, so we burned the donut, stupidly thinking that only the donut would get burnt, not the wooden fence. So there was just this donut-shaped like burn mark on the fence, and their parents were not happy with me.
Did the donut have a hole in it, like a circle?
The donut was singed.
Well, was it like a stereotypical donut, or was it like a jelly-filled solid circle?
No, it was just like a chocolate glazed donut.
Okay, so stereotypical donut shape.
Yeah.
So it's not the Pokemon donut that Brock always talks about.
No, not one of those. No.
Jelly donuts. Great dub.
Yeah, I was in a bathroom in 6th grade walking in, and they were all lighting the Axe body spray on fire. And then 3 seconds after I walked in, a teacher walked in and was like, "What are you kids doing?" And then they all pushed everyone out of the way, running out of the room.
Pre-vaping. That was what vaping used to be, was just lighting fires.
Oh man. Vaping was so cool before what's his name? Kid got caught and the president made it illegal.
Oh, when Trump's
kid got caught vaping.
Barron Trump got caught vaping. And
I didn't even realize that happened.
Apparently that like he's so tall.
Dude, that kid is like I don't know, like 8 feet tall.
Barron Trump, height 6'7". Kid
oh my
is
god.
6'7". How old is he? He's 16 years old and he is 6'7".
Is he going into basketball? Please tell me he's going into basketball.
That would be amazing.
Unfortunately, Red, I
so.
don't have the day-to-day life of Barron Trump.
Do you think there's any people that like keep up with him? Like that'd be weird, because that's like there's people who are like super obsessed with Trump, but then to be obsessed with like Trump's kid, that's just, I don't know, that's next level.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's pretty based. Yeah, he had
What's one more?
True. True. I guess he's the one that's out of the he was the one not in politics.
Yet.
True. We don't have Governor Barron Trump yet.
Do you think so? I recently found out there's some sort of law around like if you're a public figure, people can make fun of you or something. Like there's no so because Trump was president, does that affect his son now being a public figure? Like is he now one too because he was the president's son?
I think he does fall under that category.
I don't know, like when do people become like, is there actually like criteria? Like you need to meet this criteria to be considered a public figure?
I think if you run for any sort of like office, so mayor, president, governor, I wonder if like city officials count too.
Do you consider who's a popular stream? Do you guys consider Pokimane a public figure?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
She's never run for anything. But
I just consider somebody a public figure if they're known by the public.
If they've had a newspaper, like number of articles written about them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But there's also a difference between what you would think and what they wrote in law 17 billion years ago.
True.
Also true.
Like there might be some sort of weird law where it was like, if you appear in the front page of the newspaper, you're now a public figure.
What was that PETA case? Or the monkey took a photo of itself and like PETA fought and sued that like the monkey owned the rights to the image, not the person that owned the camera, because the monkey was the one that pushed the snap picture button.
I've never heard of that, but that doesn't sound like something PETA would do.
It was something where he like left his camera out and it was like a famous photo because the monkey, it's like a monkey selfie, but then it was fought for that the monkey owned the rights and that the photographer shouldn't get any money because he didn't take the photo. It was so goofy.
What the fuck is the monkey gonna do with the money?
I think it like actually ruined it. Like the dude actually didn't. I could be pulling that. I don't know the full details, but like exactly. That was the argument, is it's a monkey.
Yeah, it happened
is
like
like
2014.
The worst possible, like one of the worst companies or organizations ever founded.
They're like
they have a good cause, but they go about it the worst way possible.
They actively paint themselves as like it's clowns. It makes me think of a bunch of take something. They do exactly what they shouldn't.
Yeah, they kill more animals than they save anyway.
Exactly. They're weird. PETA. Hey, PETA. You should.
Fucking
you
knew
should.
you were gonna say this.
Hey, PETA. You should check out the animals that need help in Bofa.
Shut up.
Both of these nuts, PETA. Ha. I hope someone from PETA hears me say that.
You just alienated the one PETA person that was watching this.
It's a Romeo and Juliet story. They can't listen anymore. The forbidden fruit. The is this a podcast? Which, Max, let me ask you, did this feel like a podcast to you? Was this a podcast?
You kind of put me on the spot here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it was at the point.
Yeah. You got to answer the title now.
Every one of our guests have answered this question.
You haven't had a guest yet.
Welcome.
I'm the first guest.
You're the first. You get to wear that title proudly. No one else can say they were the first guest.
What did you guys ask the question in the first episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you come to the conclusion with?
What's your
That
answer?
it was episode 1. That's why I titled it episode 1.
We're still trying to figure it out.
So you still don't know if it's a podcast or not?
No, we're going to figure that out along the way. I'm actually looking into getting it on Spotify.
Oh, that's cool.
That'll be neat.
I think it's more of a playthrough, but I'm not sure yet.
We're not playing. There's no game footage.
We're all playing through life, dude. We're just trucking on.
That's very true, which thank you, Max, so much for staying up. If you want to share the time.
It is currently 2:28 in the morning.
Yeah,
That's the fake time. It's 12:30.
yeah, that's good old West Coast time. Thank you for coming on and chatting, and thank you for letting me wake you up, even though you were soundly asleep.
Yeah, I was asleep on the couch. Yes,
I almost grabbed your feet. That was one of the
I would have
considered,
kicked.
like, multiple ways to wake you up, and I was gonna grab your feet, but I did not grab your feet. You want to plug yourself? Plug, normal thing. What are you working on? What do you do?
What, you think I'm a fucking lamp?
Talk yourself up. Plug yourself
I'm the
in.
lamp. I'm the lamp.
We established that. Right?
All I'm gonna say is whether or not if this was a podcast or not, I did enjoy my time. But the world may never know. It's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Oh shoot.
Yeah, sleep on that shit.
Sleep on that. No plug?
No plug.
No plug.
I'm just
Okay.
happy to be here.
Thank you. We'll have you back multiple times. A-tier
You know what?
guest.
Go watch YourPalRoss on YouTube. If you somehow got this far in the video and don't know who you're watching, go check him out on YouTube. He's pretty cool.
Thank you. All right. I hope everyone listening, I hope you have a good night, day, morning, afternoon, whatever.
Go to bed.
Goodbye.